The Eagle Moon Lodge program is a treatment center for youth and families. The youth come to live in our treatment center, and we offer them 24-hour counseling services. We have a specialized school program right on our campus, and we have a therapist that's attached to our program as well. And really, in a nutshell, the program is there to help the youth and their families on their journey towards healing. Eagle Moon Lodge deals with a variety of at-risk behaviours. The commonality of our youth is that they're of Aboriginal ancestry, but they can be there for a variety of reasons. Some of the youth have mental health issues, some have substance and alcohol abuse, running, youth that are involved in crime, sexually inappropriate behaviour, you name it, we see a lot, any and all behaviours. Our program holds 8 youth at a time. The youth are anywhere from 11 to 17. Typically, I would say they're about 14 to 16 is kind of our common age group. And we also serve both male and females. They're referred through a variety of sources to the Eagle Moon Lodge. Most common, I would say, is child welfare. There's also some bands across the country that will refer and pay for the services as well. Eagle Moon Lodge is a fee-for-service program, and what that means is that whoever uses a service essentially pays for the service. And so most common is child welfare, as well as some bands will pay for it. Typical day at Eagle Moon Lodge, in all honesty, is kind of like a typical day in any youth's life. They get up in the morning, do their chores, eat breakfast, they attend school, and our school is right on campus, so it's about a 20-second walk for the youth to go there. Come back for lunch, and we have lunch ready for them, and then they go back to school in the afternoon. After school, we have snack time and tea time where we all kind of meet as a little family, talk about the day, how things went. We have cultural groups most days before supper. That would involve an elder coming to our program and either teaching them beading, drumming, traditional crafts, cooking, or oftentimes it's just having really good conversations around the table with our elder. And then after supper, most evenings we get out and do some type of recreational activity. The average length of stay really varies depending on the needs of the youth and the family, and we really individualize the program in that way. Typically, I would say on average, it's about 6 months. Our campus is nestled in the Bowness area of Calgary, and we're surrounded by forest and nature, which for Eagle Moon Lodge in particular is pretty powerful and part of our healing. There's 4 other programs on the campus as well that we share it with, as well as a specialized school that's run in a partnership with the Calgary Board of Education. When the youth leave Eagle Moon Lodge, our first hope is that they'll go home, or at least to their home community. That's always our #1 goal. Some youth might need a bit of a stepping stone in between Eagle Moon Lodge and home. And in that case, sometimes some of them will go to foster care, some of them will be in a group home. Whatever we feel is, the best fit, I guess, in conjunction with their family. I think one of the things that makes Eagle Moon Lodge really stand out and very special in my mind is the relationships. Woods Homes in general is a big believer in the power of relationships. We have clients that call years later, clients that come back, whether it's to give back, run a group, share an evening with the current kids that we have, or whether it's just to kind of rekindle those relationships. And to me, the fact that our youth are able to come back years later and know that this was a safe place, there was people here that cared about me, and no matter how old I get, I can still phone that phone number. To me, that's a huge success. The feedback that we get from our parents or caregivers regarding the program is generally really positive. It's a difficult experience for a lot of our families because we are a national program. So for some of these families, they're sending their kids all the way across the country and insuring them with strangers that they've never met. So a lot of the feedback we get is around the creativity or the support that they were surprised to receive through telephone calls, through video conferencing, through snail mail, getting as creative as we can to make that family still feel like they're a part of their youth treatment. And also just, great thanks about, I guess, being surprised that strangers would take good care of their kids. It's a hard I think it's a hard thing for families to go through because it's so different and it's so far away, and so we do our best to bridge that gap. We're not perfect, but we really try to pay attention to that.